The Pinewood Derby, a time-honored tradition for Cub Scouts. Ask anyone involved in Cub Scouts at any age what their favorite part of Cub Scouts is or was, and chances are you will hear that the most fun they had has been at camp or the Pinewood Derby. This year, we find ourselves unable to hold this event in person. 2020 and the start of 2021 requires we maintain our social distance from each other to remain safe and limit the transmission of COVID-19. Narragansett Council and the state of Massachusetts have instituted restrictions to limit the community spread of the disease among our scouting community. In March 2020, Pac-12 was unable to hold its Pinewood Derby as the mandated restrictions were put in place only 5 days ahead of our race. We, as a unit, vowed to find a way to have this event in 2021 and do it before our Arrow of Light Scouts crossed over to their troops.
Thanks to Kenny Mikowski, father of an Arrow of Light Scout, Derek Mikowski, and Wolf Scout, Braden Mikowski, and K&D Auto Body, many scouts and families were able to have access to woodworking tools to shape their cars way back in February 2020. Now, 11 months later, Mr. Mikowski again offered his space to set up the track so our pack could run its beloved race. Scouts, with the help of their parents, finished their cars and safely dropped them off to be checked in during the week ahead of the race. A total of 34 cars were submitted for the race, 23 from scouts, 4 from siblings, and 7 from adults who just couldn't resist getting in on the fun.
What about the best part of the Pinewood Derby? The Cub Scouts just a few feet from the track, watching their carefully crafted and decorated racers speed down the track. This is where we find again we have wealth in the form of our scout families when we all offer our talents. If you know Mr. Gyro Lemess, father of Arrow of Light Nicholas Lemess, you may be aware that he has a talent with the camera and with editing. Mr. Lemess arrived early on the race day to set up 5 different cameras to capture our race. Thanks to Mr. Mikowski and Mr. Lemess, we are able to bring the excitement of Pac-12 Pinewood Derby 2021. We will bring you all the excitement, showing each den's heat and introducing each car along the way.
The Lion Den has 5 entrants to this year's race. The Lions, the youngest scouts in our pack, are all brand new to scouting, but not all of them are new to the Pinewood Derby. Reardon Champ has competed in this event in the sibling division in 2019. The cars are Spider-Man Zoom from Colin Champ, the Bruins Mobile from Reardon Champ, Faster from Abigail Pine, Speedrunner from Rowan Hill, and the Colorful Blob from Damien's Canal. Good luck to the Lions! And we are underway. While this is the first Pinewood Derby for most of these scouts, it certainly won't be their last. The creativity on display from these kindergarten-age scouts is wonderful to witness, as well as to watch as they speed down the track. And the winner for 2020-2021 Lions is Colin Champ with an average race of 3.44 seconds and a fastest race of 3.413 seconds. Congratulations, Colin.
So how does the Pinewood Derby work exactly? There are two major elements, the car and the track. Let's talk about the track for a moment. A 37.5 foot track is the playing field for our racers. Cars are placed at the starting gate, resting upon pins to keep all the cars in line and giving non and unfair advantages. A spring-loaded handle then pulls the pins away from the cars, and gravity pulls the cars down the ramp. The ramp is at an approximately 30-degree angle, and the cars descend 44 feet from the start line to the straightaway. The straightaway is where we will see the separation of the best cars from those that aren't quite as fast. All of the momentum generated on the ramp will propel the derby cars across the straightaway and to the finish line. The finish line has 4 light sensors to signal back to the computer exactly when each car crosses the line, giving the race administrator the information for who won and how much time it took for each car to cross the finish line, down to the thousandths of a second.
Next up, we have the Wolf Den. Wolves are typically second grade students. These scouts have tasted the Derby fever before and are back for more. Representing the Wolf Den in this year's Derby are Landon Hutchinson and Braden Mikulski. Let's wish them luck. And the winner of the 2020-2021 Wolves is Braden Mikulski with an average race time of 3.676 seconds and a fastest race of 3.664 seconds. Way to go, Braden.
Now that we know what the cars race on, just how do we make a Pinewood Derby car? It's not terribly difficult, but there are aspects of making the fastest cars that may require help from an adult. A Pinewood Derby car starts out as a block of pine wood. It measures 7 inches long by 1 3/4 inches wide, by 1 1/4 inches tall, but it rarely remains that way. The car can be cut and shaped into a variety of designs. Some packs complete not only for the fastest car, but also for the most creative designs. However, cars must meet certain limits in order to compete. The car must not exceed 5 ounces in weight or 141.7 grams. A car weighing more than this is ineligible to compete. But don't shy away from pushing your car to the limit. A car that is too light will not reach the finish line. A small scale is a good tool to have when you make your car, to get your car as close to the weight limit as possible. The axles and wheels must be attached to the shaped block. Axles may be polished, but they can't be ground down or made to have grooves. They must be 4 1/2 inches apart, but can be moved from where they are on the block. Wheels can also be smoothed to remove burrs from manufacturing, but they cannot be narrowed. Be sure the wheels don't bind against the wood once attached to the car. The car can be painted to express the Scouts' creativity and offer their personality to the competition.
Now it's time for the Bear Den. Bears are third grade students who are ready to learn knife safety and can work to shape wood themselves. These Scouts have a few derby cars under their belt and really start to get into the designs that express themselves. Cars entered this year are Connor Shamp's Tanker 12, Leah Motto's Peppermint Car, Bree Rogers' Fairy Log, and Abby Rogers' Moster Express. Let's go Bears!
Three, two, one. One.
And the winner for 2020 to 2021 Bears is Connor Shamp with an average race time of 3.540 seconds and a fastest race of 3.490 seconds. Nice job, Connor.
On race day, Scouts and adults usually send their cars down the track a few times to check for any minor issues that might slow down the car. In 2020, this just wasn't a possibility. A few cars needed to be adjusted to have their best performance on the track. Some of these cars needed weight. Some cars needed wheels to be realigned or loosened from the car to ensure the wheel would spin freely. Some cars needed graphite for the axles. The pits at K&D Auto were just a place to have some minor adjustments made, which really made the difference for some cars.
Next up is the Weeblos Den. Weeblos are entering their last full year of Cub Scouts. Their adventure achievements are now recognized by pins instead of belt loops. These Scouts and their parents have had years of trial and error, so hopefully it means we'll have some fast cars. On the ramp for the Weeblos this year, we have Fast from Jack, Spider from Asher, and Pert Tie-Dye from my own son Liam. Let's hear it for the Weeblos.
Three, 2, 1. One. 3, 2, 1, go! Two, one, go! 3, 2, 1.
And the winner for the 2020-2021 Weeblo's Den is Asher with an average race time of 3.297 seconds and the fastest race of 3.263 seconds. An amazing feat for Asher competing in his first Pinewood Derby.
What is it like to be in the Pinewood Derby race? If you could drive a derby car down the ramp and race toward the finish line, what would it be like? Most races in Pac-12 last about 3.5 to 3.6 seconds. The fastest cars this year were doing better than 3.4 seconds. That difference in the time may not seem long, but it is easily seen on the track, as the cars will travel over 11 feet per second. A 0.1 second difference means a car would win by a length of a foot or more. The best racers for Pac-12 had a speed topping 8 miles per hour. Not too bad for these tiny blocks of wood powered entirely by gravity. If we translate the speed of an elite Pinewood Derby racer to the full-sized NASCAR race car, the cars would be running over 200 miles per hour.
The Arrow of Light Den is the largest den in Pac-12. The second year of the Weeblo's program is a partial year in Cub Scouts with a crossover to a Boy Scout troop at the end of the winter. These scouts have a few weeks left with us, but they do get their last Pinewood Derby. The racers competing in their final official Pinewood Derby are Micah Shamp with the Robot, Sean Motto with Fire, Cooper Thoreau with Who Blew By You, Caleb Rogers' Big Cheese, Caitlin Wilfort's Batmobile 2000, Nicholas Lemus's DeLorean, Joey Wright's Speedy, Derek Mikulski's Meowstang, and Lucas Hutchinson's Turbo. Congratulations to all of our Arrow of Light Scouts for doing your best, both during the race and in all that scouting will bring in your future.
Three, 2, 1, go! 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go!
And the winner for the 2020-2021 Arrow of Lights is Lucas Hutchins with an average race time of 3.151 seconds and his fastest race of 3.138 seconds. A dominating presence at Pinewood Derbies for the past few years, Lucas finishes his Cub Scouting race days with a huge win.
The fun of designing and racing a Pinewood Derby car is not limited to our Cub Scouts. This year, 4 siblings entered cars into the race. Casey Champ and Arabella Simus entered their AC Super Zoom. Claire Hill built her Clarinator. AJ Hutchins paid homage to Elon Musk with the Cybertruck. And Dylan Scannell brought the Vroom Vroom.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1. 1.
Some skills are kept all in the family, and AJ Hutchins' Cybertruck wins the division with an average time of 3.242 seconds and a fastest heat of 3.219 seconds.
The fun isn't just for the kids. Adult leaders get into the mix as well. Some of these cars have turned out to be fan favorites, such as Gary Wright's famous Block.
Three, two, one, go! 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go!
'Driving the point home even more, Cubmaster Tim Hutchins' Silver Bullet wins the division with an average time of 3.247 seconds and a fastest heat time of 3.229 seconds.
Thank you for watching the 2021 Pac-12 Pinewood Derby. We hope you had as much fun as we did, and we look forward to racing in person in 2022. Our overall winner this year was Lucas Hutchins. Rounding out our top 5 for speed were Lucas Hutchins with a time of 3.152, Asher Machunas with a time of 3.297, Joey Wright with a time of 3.386, Caitlin Wilford with a time of 3.395, and Cooper Thoreau with a time of 3.396. Our den winners are, in the Lions Den, it's Colin Champ with a time of 3.439. In the Wolf Den, it's Braden Mikowski with a time of 3.675. In the Bear Den, it's Connor Champ with a time of 3.540. In the Weeblos Den, it's Asher Machunas with a time of 3.297. And in the Hour of Light Den, it's Lucas Hutchins with a time of 3.152. Our winner for the most creative design is Derek Mikowski with Meowstang. The Judge's Choice winner for this year is Nicholas Lemus with the DeLorean. Thanks again to the scouts and families who crafted their cars, and to Ken Mikowski, Jarrell Lemus, Tim Hutchins, Jeff Hutchinson, Gary Wright, Chris Champ, and John Shepard for setting up, breaking down, filming, and being pit crew while running this year's socially distanced Pinewood Derby.